Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Nefertiti Gold and I'm an electronic R&B artist. Now today we're doing a good old-fashioned gear review video. Today's video is sponsored by DistroKid, but we'll take a bit of a gander later on in the vid. I don't know where that accent came from. Right, as I said, today is a gear review video. Who doesn't like gear? I like gear, you like gear. There's a good chance you clicked on this video because you're looking for a reason, any reason to, feel good and all fuzzy inside. Now, today we are taking a look at the Fifine Amplitank Podcast microphone. And this model is the Tank 3. Now, this microphone was sent out to me by Fifine to check it out. However, they don't actually get to see this video before I put it out. So this gives me a chance to put in some honest input. Now, I don't know if you were paying attention earlier. I said that I'm an electronic R&B artist. So what am I doing with a podcast microphone? The main reason why this microphone was interesting for me to check out is the fact that I do host live streams on this channel at least once or twice a month. Now, while it's not technically a podcast, it's definitely a podcast format, or at the very least, a video podcast format. I'm talking into a mic. There's usually an audience of some kind. There's a topic at hand. And quite frankly, I'm on there for close to 2 hours a lot of the times. So while it's not a traditional podcast, it's definitely in the format, in the realm of what it takes to create a podcast. Now, as somebody that streams, and even though my content tends to be more music related streams, it's still useful, at least within my workflow. Now, I'm going to let you know upfront right away before you get too far that this is not one of those microphones that are, it's an all-around microphone. You can use it for vocals. You can use it for a podcast. You can use it for X, Y, and Z. It's not one of those. It is truly a podcast microphone. And there's nothing wrong with having a microphone for a dedicated cause. But I wanted to let you know so you don't get your hopes up. Now, I did get this mic a couple of days ago, and I want to show you exactly what comes in a box when you first open it. Now, I like packaging that's pretty much straight, simple, to the point, and at the end of the day, protects the item that's inside. And that is exactly what you're going to get when you order this microphone and you receive it for the first time. Now, when you open it, you're going to be greeted immediately right away with the manual. And the manual itself is also not too cumbersome. It has everything you'll need to get started right away. And when you first opened it, you'll see that there's only 2 items in this box. It'll be the main microphone itself, and it also comes with a USB cable. And what I like about this mic is that it technically already has like a mount built into it, which helps you position the mic when you actually get it on a stand of some kind. Now, part of the reason why it comes with a USB microphone is that it actually has more than one connection type. You can connect it via USB or XLR. Now, because this is a podcast mic, it is also a dynamic mic, which means make sure your phantom power is turned off before plugging in your microphone. If the phantom power is on before you plug it, you risk damaging the microphone. So definitely double check that. I feel that this microphone has some real heavy weight to it. I don't feel like it's made with cheap materials in the least bit. And the cable itself is also pretty thick, so I don't feel like the cable itself is a cheap add-on either. Now, one of the things I like about microphones like this that offer more than one connection type is that it gives you the opportunity to grow with the microphone if you're starting out, or it gives you a backup if, God forbid, something happened to your setup. So maybe you're a little bit like me, you might have access to XLR cables, you go to plug in and for some reason, maybe there's something wrong with the XLR cable, but you have that USB cable to fall back on. This microphone also gives you the ability to plug in your headphones at the bottom so you can monitor yourself. Now, there are some controls that are directly on the microphone, which include your mic gain, your headphone volume, and a mute button. Now, from what I can tell, these functions are useful if you're using it with the USB cable. If you use the XLR cable, I would say you would have to rely on your mixer or your interface that you're plugging into. Now, before we move any further, I would like to talk about today's sponsor, DistroKid. DistroKid is one of the world's leading distributors, distributing 1/3 of today's music to all streaming platforms. They are still by far the easiest way for independent artists to get their music out there. They provide free tools for us to use to promote our music, such as promo cards and hyperfollow links, which, if you're not aware, hyperfollow links allow you to create pre-save links, which eventually convert into the link that you can use to direct people to your music to any streaming site. And promo cards are vertical assets that you can use to help promote promote your music along the way. DistroKid allows for automatic revenue splits, which makes it easier to work with collaborators and make sure that everybody gets their proper cut. DistroKid will collect all of your earnings and make sure that you get 100% of what you made minus applicable fees. And this is all possible with just one low annual fee. And if you're ready to get your music out there on every streaming platform that there is, definitely use my link in the description below and get 7% off your first year.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
All right, so getting back to this lovely microphone, I did have a chance to test it out. However, instead of doing like the normal regular audio test where I just kind of record myself here and I edit it and I just, let it play for you and then you listen for yourself, I actually decided let's put it to the test in the field. So what I did to test out this microphone, I actually used it in my last live stream for the entire show. Now I'm going to include some snippets from the live stream in this video so that you can take a listen for yourself. I am working with the new microphone, Fifine Amplitank Podcast Microphone. I'm actually testing this out, so we're going to be using this for the rest of the stream. Nice mic, it sounds great. Appreciate you. Thank you. From what I hear in my headphones, I think it's a solid mic. Let me turn off the background music. Let me let the mic kind of do its thing. You only hear my voice, you only hear the microphone. Maybe the background music was a little too aggressive. You feel me? Because it is a podcast microphone. And as I was saying before, you guys kind of chimed in. I don't know how soon you clicked the link. I was basically saying like, streams are essentially podcasts, right? It's somebody talking to a mic, talking to a camera, you know what I mean? It's a video podcast in a sense. Veritas says it sounds clear. Nice. All right, so final conclusions. How do I feel about the Fifine Amplitank podcast microphone? Personal opinion, I feel like this definitely serves the purpose. Now, at the beginning of my stream, I did feel that the microphone was a little bit muffled, but I felt like that was remedied once I pushed up the gain a little bit higher on my streaming mixer. And based off of some of the comments I was receiving in chat, everyone agreed that it was super crisp and super clear. I didn't have any issues with quality. I didn't have any issues with dropout or anything like that. Now, as I mentioned before, it does have some controls on the microphone, but it's really only accessible using the USB. And for my streams, I have my streaming mixer right on my desk and it has an XLR input, so I'm gonna always opt for that. So is this worth the buy for a podcast microphone? I would say, yeah, it's simple, it's to the point, it's useful, it's not cheap, it has some weight to it. I love this articulating arm so you can adjust it. It holds itself in place. You don't have to worry about it like slowly slipping and you got to adjust it and it's slowly slipping. Like it really just holds itself in place. I didn't have to adjust this the entire time that I was streaming, and I think I was online for close to 2.5 hours. So it definitely performed in the way that I expected it to. And if you are interested in this microphone, definitely check out the link in the description below. Now, I do make a little bit of extra money if you use my links below at no extra cost to you, and it definitely helps out the channel. And if you found this video useful, definitely consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.